let us know a little bit maybe about yourself until we wait for everyone to join us. I can't hear you very well. Let me have a look. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, and I believe everyone else can, yeah?
Okay, fantastic. Hi, everyone. Deni, thank you so much for inviting me. I feel so grateful to be here and talk about makeup. Is what I love doing live. And I'm so excited to be here and going to show a lot of tricks and my favorite products today. A little bit about myself. So I love makeup. I started the makeup when actually started quite a little bit later because I went to London College of Fashion here in London when I was about 28. But before that, I was doing a little bit of drag queen. So that's how I learned how to do my own makeup. So I was really excited, doing a lot of different looks on my own face. And before that, actually, I was working fashion. So I went to London College of Fashion. I studied fashion buyer and wasn't for me. So I had to stop that. And then I went to makeup. So was very interesting because when I started makeup was 10 years ago now, and makeup was completely different. Was on the beginning of YouTube. I didn't want to go into the whole YouTube thing. So I was really, I don't know, for me, it was really about to make someone looking beautiful. So my main goal when someone sit on my chair, I just want to make the person to feel good and look good. So that's my, you know, it feels my gratification about my work is when someone look in the mirror and I can see they smile on the face and everyone feels good. So there's a little bit about me. It's all about to feel good.
And I think here it's worth mentioning because I look at makeup as a personal stylist. And I think it's really important to acknowledge how important is good makeup routine for impactful personal style. Because personal style is your representation, it's your lifestyle. And this is many aspects. It doesn't stop with the clothes. It actually... Totally. Yes, it starts with the clothes, personal style. But then it's all about these finishing touches. And for me, the two most important ones after the clothes, or even as important as the clothes, are the makeup and the hair.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
I think also it's important to find, sorry to interrupt,
yeah?
find the balance between clothing and makeup and your hair, because sometimes if you put everything together, you're going to look like a bit crazy. You know, like today I look a little bit of disco diva. I put a little bit of a blue eyeshadow here, but I didn't put the whole eyeshadow on my eyes because I thought might be a little bit too much. So I just put a little bit on in the corner. Just a detail of color can completely change the look. So I think this goes really well with the blouse that I'm using here today. So, you know, I love mix those two things together. Fashion and makeup is so important.
Absolutely, and I think the way you did your makeup really enhances and adds on to the overall look. It wouldn't have been the same without it. And in the same way, for example, today I'm dressed like Tono in silver, and I really wanted to have a pop of color, so I decided to have red lipstick. So in this sense, makeup should be seen as an extension of your personal style. And today we are not going to talk about really complex beauty techniques or really over the top like editorial makeup. No, we are going to talk about easy everyday makeup, something which you can do by yourself and something which is easy, because I think it's crucial for every woman who wants to have a personal style to have her own beauty routine and know how to get easy quickly. For example, I fall in that category. I want to get ready in 10 minutes. I don't want to spend 1 hour doing my makeup. And I think Marcio will help us all today with his tips and beauty secrets. So I think most of us has joined us now, as far as I can see. We have one more person joining now. And if everyone can see Marcio on their main screen and hear us well, I hope so. If you can't, please notify us in the chat. But if yes, I think we are ready to start.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So everyone, I am a type of makeup artist that I love to do something really easy. I hate when makeup is so complicated. I love to do it easy and simple. So I think that's the best way for you to get your makeup bag and just looks. Maybe there's something that you are not being used for 10 years, just throw away. You know, you don't need that anymore. It's really about make your life easy. That's something I always say. There is no rules in makeup. So you can do whatever you want, but there is some techniques that are important to know, you know, because sometimes, especially when you're I'm going to talk something very soon that is about your face shape. That's important for you to know your face shape or your eye shape, because that's going to make such a difference for you. Because I think one of the mistakes that we see a lot nowadays, you watch a YouTube channel, that a YouTuber, the person on the other side, she has a completely different eye shape than yours. If you try to copy exactly how she does that makeup, it's gonna look completely different on you because you might have a completely different eye shape. So that's why sometimes I would say, try to find out your face shape and eye shape. So those two things are very, very important for you to know. You know, look yourself in the mirror and check, like if you look on me, my face is kind of a more oval face. So I know the type of contouring that works for me. I know that my eyes have changed from the last 10 years because my eyes used to be a little bit higher. So I can see that it starts to be a little bit hooded, but hey, that's age. Nothing I can do about it. So, you know, I'm getting a little bit older. I'm 42 years old now. And this is something that
No way.
yes, I am.
I can't
I am.
believe that, Marcio. I just found that.
And everything's moving. I haven't done any Botox yet, so it's all natural. But anyway, if you do Botox, that is no problem. You know, it's about you feel good. And I just feel that sometimes once you know your face shape is really important. Actually, I'm gonna ask Laura to post 2 pictures on the chat so everyone can have it. Is one picture of a face shapes and a picture of eye shapes as well. Because sometimes it will be easier for you to know how to do your contouring or how to, you know, what type of eyes you have. Because once you know that, you're gonna find out what type of makeup will be the one most suitable for your own face, you know. So a good example here, I used to have a client, I can't name anyone, but she's quite famous. And she has it's just her bone structure that is that she has like the chin is a little bit bigger here on the side. So if you just do a normal contour on her face, it doesn't work because her chin here is a little bit larger. So the contouring, the way I do it for her, I have to do a little bit higher. Let's say if someone has a small nose, why are you going to contour your nose if you have a small nose? You know, it's not everything that you see on Instagram you have to put on your makeup routine. So try to just tailor it a little bit more for your makeup needs. The same if you have like a smaller forehead, why are you going to contour in here? Because there is no point. You already have a small one. So I think it's important for you to understand a little bit more your face shape. Do you agree with me, Deni?
And absolutely, I agree that it's like understanding your body shape for clothes. You need to understand the shape of your face to do the most flattering makeup. But I wanted to ask you maybe to tell a little bit more about contouring, because maybe some of the girls and the ladies who are joining us today don't know it, and they imagine something quite heavy they see on YouTube. Like, what is exactly contouring, and can we do it every day? Can it look natural? What does it do for our face? Why it's important to do it?
So the whole idea of those 2 things go almost together hand by hand is contouring and highlighting. So the contouring normally gonna be a darker shade. They're gonna help you. Let's say if you wanna make your skin, your face a little bit skinnier, or you want to get more the chisel look, so you're gonna add a little bit here. So in that area. So something that a lot of people, if you don't know where to do the contouring properly, if you put your finger and if you put it here, you're gonna feel that if the skin is moving, is the wrong place. If you put it here and the skin is moving, is the wrong place. But if you put here and the skin is not moving, that's the right place, because that is where you have the bones, your bone structure. So your contouring should be just here first. So this one is kind of is a universal, is most of people have to do your contouring mostly over here. Don't go too low, so be 2 fingers upwards, because if you go too low, it looks like you have a beard. You don't want anyone with a beard here. And then And then a little bit here on your chin, but again, if you have to check what's your face shape, because if you do here, you can do, if you have, let's say, your chin is a little bit longer, maybe you want to apply a little bit of a dark shade here. So this is going to make your chin a little bit smaller. So those things, how it works with contouring, but then the highlighting will be the areas you want to create more light on your face. So that will be more under your eyes, under your eyebrows, because then going to lift your eyebrows. If you want to make your nose a little bit sharper, you can put a little bit here. If you want to create a bigger lips, a little bit of highlighting here. So that will be basically the techniques of contouring. But again, I would say check the pictures I'm going to send for you here on the chat, because then have more like different shapes and what kind of contouring you need for your face shape.
And I think contouring is especially good now because we all do Zoom meetings and online meetings, and it's a little bit more difficult to express your style when people see you just up to here. So I think it makes makeup even more important, doesn't it?
I know, yeah.
And especially if you have dark circles, let's say I have that problem, or if you feel tired, I think when you highlight the areas, the right areas in your face, it can really brighten up your face and make you look good on the screen.
Totally, yeah. And that's something that is, especially for Zoom meetings, I think the first thing is I found the right lighting on your house. Because, or if you don't have like a ring light, I definitely say find by the window, because lighting is so important. Especially, I would say never have a light on the top, on the ceiling, on top of you, because what it does, you're gonna have shadow here and you're gonna look super tired. So that is a no-no, never stay under a light. Go straight to a window where you can get a lot of natural light to your face is the best way for Zoom meetings. And then of course, using a lot of concealer, I would say is the must. That is something that most of people, maybe they don't know, but when you're under like here I have full set of lights around me, so you can see my whole face is illuminating out the sides. So I have to apply a little bit more makeup than normal because we're on a video. So the same thing on your Zoom meeting, you might need maybe something a little bit more full coverage. They're gonna help you to look a little bit fresher.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think finding everyone looks better on natural light, doesn't it? And the selfies look better as well.
Do you know actually the best lighting to take pictures? They call it the LA lighting. That is the 5 o'clock lighting. LA is about 5 o'clock. Here in UK it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And when the light of the sun starts to be a little bit orangey at the end of the day. So that it just blurs out all the lines. It looks super fresh. I love taking pictures about 6:30, 7 o'clock here in UK.
I'm gonna test this tonight.
Yeah, well, the weather here is not that great today, but wait for the sun.
On a sunny day, maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
But tell us, let's say, if someone doesn't have their makeup routine, if they're not so good with makeup, because I, as a personal stylist, I visit my clients' home for wardrobe cleanse sessions, and I see, let's say, a makeup bag which is either too full of too many products, which you don't necessarily use, or which has only a lip balm, for example, like two extremes. So let's say if someone doesn't have their makeup routine, they don't know where to start, after they find out about their type of face, what is the next step?
So it's still talking about the face shape. So it's not only about the face shape, but now the next step is looking yourself in the mirror and see if you have a big lips, if you have a big brows, or if you have a big eyes. Don't try to work against what you have, but try to find what's the best feature on your face. Because I already see a lot, like I have clients, let's say someone that have a monolid, more like Chinese eyes, so the girls that really want like a big eyes, but sometimes they have the most amazing lips. I said, why don't you put a bright red lipstick? And then the eyes, you can leave it simple, you know? So you can, of course, I don't say that you don't have to try to make your eyes bigger, but sometimes just try to see what's the best feature in your face and try to work on that side, because probably gonna take you half of the time that what you need to do in the morning on your makeup like routine. Let's say, like I have big brows and big lashes. So what I do in the morning, I just brush up my brows up, so they're done. Lot of mascara, And then the rest is just a bit of foundation, a bit of concealer. And people look at me, oh my God, your lashes are so good. Do you know what I mean? So because I'm working what I have, but if I try to make a bigger lips, I don't have a bigger lips. So they're gonna take me longer to contouring on my lips, try to make something else to make my lips bigger. So try to see what's your best feature. If you have amazing blue eyes, maybe use colors that are actually gonna be the contrast of the blue, like really, really deep browns or black. The blues goes really, really bright, you know what I mean? So those things are really important for you. So, and after that,
I might ask now everyone, all the ladies, can everyone think about their favorite feature in your face? And be completely honest, because quite often we think, oh, I don't like this, or I don't, you know, like my lips or nose. But think about your favorite feature. What do you like in yourself? And maybe share it with us in the chat. Lips, yeah.
Lips, and I can still.
I think this will be your starting point. This will kind of help you with your routine. So please, everyone, this is not just a seminar, this is webinar. We want you to participate, share with us.
Eyes and eyebrows, there you go, yes. So that's the things, your lashes, just try to find where you have the best, and that you will really
Oh, does it end it? Hi everyone, can you still hear me? I'm not sure, something broke in the link. Hi Marcio, I think something broke on the link, or at least on my side. I don't know if it broke on your side.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, good. I thought something, the Zoom crashed. Great, I can hear you and see you well, and everyone says they can hear now, so we can continue.
Fab. Amazing, cool. So I was talking about the best features, so that's the best way to go. Once you've done that, I would say, I just saw that some people said the lips. Yes, I would always say something that, and that's so true, guys. Let's say you have a bad day with your hair, just put a bright lipstick, because when you do that, no one gonna be looking to your hair, they're gonna be looking to your lips. You know what I mean? So that is always a good trick. Put a red lipstick or put a bright lipstick when you have, you know, if you're not feeling well, maybe you feel that, you know, you're feeling a little bit down, just put a bright color in your lips. It's completely change your day. And I can tell you, most of people gonna comment, oh my God, your lips looks amazing. They're not gonna look into your hair. This is one of my tips that I always tell everyone, a bright lipstick. So then we're gonna
but Marcia, what would you say? One question, what would you say to the ladies who are afraid of lipstick cover? Because I happen to have some clients, they suit cover, I can see it as a stylist, but they haven't tried it, or maybe they think it's too bold for them. How you can start?
I would say there's lipsticks where it is not so bright, like maybe like a tint lips, you know, or like YSL, they have those lipsticks here in this bullet. That this is a bit more shiny. If you see here, it's a soft pink, but when you put it here on my hands, it's very sheer. I would say start with your sheer color first, or sometimes you just grab the product here with your fingers and just dab. So you're gonna get used to using lipstick bit by bit until, I would say, do a whole week from Monday to Sunday. On Monday, you're going to start just dabbing a little bit. On Sunday, I can tell you, you're going to put it on your lips straight because you're going to start get used to using color on your lips. So I think that's you. But use something a little bit more sheer first, and then maybe you can go for a matte lip later.
Mm-hmm. And one more question. I have kind of discovered this for myself, but sometimes when I go with a really small clutch and I don't have space for the lipstick, I just use my lip liner and kind of fill it. And then I put my lipstick on top. What do you think about that?
I think that is a great tip. You know, why not? I think sometimes I use a lot of the same lipstick as a blusher. So sometimes if you're traveling and you are carrying a lot of makeup, try to see what can be multi-purpose, what you can use for two different places. Like a lipstick, you can use as a blusher, cream blusher. But you have to be careful. Not every lipstick nowadays, you see a lot of lipstick that are lip stain, so you don't stain your cheeks. But I like more those creamy ones, it's fine. You can just apply a little bit here. You can do like a mascara. You can do eyeliner with a mascara, something a little bit more rock and roll, a little bit more grungy. You can do what else with multi-purpose product? You can use your contouring. You can use a bronzer as a contouring as well. So there's a few products that you can
like that one. It's YSL. It's a little bit used, guys. Marcio, maybe you tell us your opinion. It's the I don't know which one. It's the bronzing stone. And I use this as eyeshadows and contouring as well.
And again, that one you can use as an eyeshadow as well. It's a beautiful color that you can use on your eyes and you can use on your cheeks. Yeah, blusher, the powder blusher, use loads of them as an eyeshadow as well. If you want to create like inside the crease, like those orange, make something a little bit more fun, you can use a blusher. So lots of products you can use for much purpose. Yeah. So guys, let's talk a bit about skin. So skin is so important. I always say that 50% of your makeup is your skin. So if you get your skin dry, the rest is just should be a detail. So I would say, perfect. Let me just get myself a little bit closer so you guys can see my skin. So I don't have the perfect skin. When I was younger, I used to have a lot of spots. I have, like, you can see that I have a little bit of scarring on my skin. I used to hate that, of course. No kids like to have breaks out. But anyway, I had to just overcome that. And I do feel that nowadays, you have so much better products that you actually can cover. I'm not the person, even that I have a little bit of skin texture, I don't like to go super coverage. I like something a little bit light to medium, but this is something that is a personal taste. There's no rules in makeup again, but what is really important for you is actually your skincare. That is your first step. Looking after your skin is the most important, especially if you're a little bit worried. I don't know everyone's age here, but I would say you can use something a little bit more anti-aging. If you are going more after 35, well, nowadays because you're watching so much Netflix, our sleeping pattern is so bad at the moment. So we are aging a little bit younger. So they're saying now that we can start using anti-aging from 25. So it just depends. If you feel that your skin going a little bit too dry, I'll say use something quite hydrating. So I'm going to start showing a few of my favorite products that I always use, not like on my normal clients or photo shoots. So I'm going to give you options always if you want something a little bit more for dry skin, oily skin, and why I'm using those products. So the first one I'm going to show you here is the Veleda. Guys, have you used that before? Let me know here in the chat. Have you seen that before? So Veleda is a great product. And again, Veleda is organic. You don't find everywhere. You find like in Holland Barrett's products where you find more like a natural creams. This is great. It's a really thick cream. So this one is the original and this one is the light version. So, but it's still, if you have oily skin, maybe it won't be the best option for you. But if you worry about anti-aging, I've been using this for 10 years. I absolutely love it and gets really the gloss finish. When I put that, sometimes if I feel that is, sometimes I don't use a prime on top of that, just depends on my day. If you have more like an easy day, I don't put a primer, I just put these ones. And then if I want my makeup to last really longer, I'll put a primer on. this one here is from YSL. This is called the Top Secret Instant Moisture Glow. So this one is more like oil-free. If you have oily skin or summer days when you don't want something too heavy like that, probably you want to go for something like that. I'm just going to show you the texture of those products so you actually can see it. So that is the one from Veleda. So you can see that is more intense, is a quite rich cream, you can see, but it gives the most beautiful glow on your skin. And I do find, because I do have texture, when I apply this, just make my skin super smooth so I don't see the texture on my skin. So this one here is a much lighter version. You're gonna see here on the screen, and squeeze a little bit here. So this goes really soft on your skin. So this is a great product as well, and this from YSL. Something that sometimes I use a lot is just adding on a little bit more on my night time. So I do use a little bit of ordinary products. So here I have the hyaluronic acid. Also I have, which one, this one? The retinoic acid, 2%. So I do use, this is just add on what I have here. These, even I use those Veleda day and night, and then I apply that on top, or on summer days, probably those 3 products together. And then probably I do a mask once or twice a week, where I tell every client that it would be great for your skin. Also, it's anti-aging. So I'm using at the moment that I really love is this one here. Is a nourishing rice. You just stay at night, so you can leave it on. This is a great mask. It's from Korea. I don't know if you know, but Korean women, normally they put up to 8 to 10 skin products on their skin at night. So I'm not asking anyone to do that, because myself, I don't have the time for that. But this is a really good product. Here is the name of the brand. I'm gonna ask Deni later to post for you guys all the products. Yes. So that is a really
just to let everyone know,
yeah,
that we will share all the links later with you guys. So even if you miss to write them down, we'll share them with you.
Yeah, so that will be as a skincare. I'm gonna ask Laura to also share with you guys a drawing of some face massage. So I'm gonna show you something here, and this is the easiest for you to do at home. And actually you're gonna close your face like that, and then really rolling. I know that nowadays we have rollers like this one, but if you don't have one at home, because this is gonna go here to really massage your face, also here. Because the same way that we're going to the gym to work out our muscles, your face also deserves a little bit of a treat. And that's the treat that you're gonna give to your client, to yourself, is actually doing a little bit of massage. So things like when you do that, go really, whether you're gonna do your contouring, and just really massage that area. What it does, it really plumps your muscles and just really massage your muscles. I think this is really important about your skincare routine. If you take a little bit longer, maybe an extra 5 minutes for your skincare will be great. So I always say that we have 4 steps when you're doing your skin. The first step is moisturizer. The second one is the primer, and then comes to foundation, and then concealer. So now I'm going to show you a little bit of primers that I have here. So I'm going to start with primers for matte finish. So my 2 favorite products that I have for matte finish is, I have the Eyeliner, the Veil. Guys, this one is a little bit more expensive. I don't think everyone needs to, if you don't have a really problematic skin, this is great because it really helps your makeup to last longer. But I also have this one from YSL that is great for oily skin. There's both of them, helps your makeup last longer through the day. And that helps the oil control and shine control. Where I have those ones here, where is a more like hydrating and more pore refining. So those 2 here is the ones that I use the most for my skin. So Elfie is I think this costs only 7 or 8 pounds. You can buy it super drugs. This is super cheap, and there's a great primer as well. So like here, where I have a bit of texture, I use that and just kind of a few out my pores. These I feel really good. This is a good primer. Where this one here from YSL also is pore refining, but the difference gives a little bit more hydration. It has 1% of argan oil here, so it's very hydrating and if your skin very smooth. So if you compare that to that, I'll feel this is a little bit more luxury because I feel more hydration with my skin, but then this one I feel my pores a little bit more. Sometimes I use both together, it just depends, but they're both really good products. And then I have this new product from Urban Decay. Urban Decay is a good company where they do products that helps your makeup last longer. So they have all those products like this, the setting spray when you finish your makeup, so give a good spray on that, or this one as well, so it helps your makeup last longer, those two primers. I think those will be my primers that are my favorite, my favorite at the moment. So guys, so far, do you have any question?
I think someone asked, what do you think about the brand? I'm just gonna read it now for you.
Okay.
Someone asked, what do you think about a brand called Embryolis? Or I'm not sure if this is Embryolis. I haven't heard it, Marcio. I'm not sure if you have.
I never heard about this brand, to be honest with you. I'll check. I'm so sorry. There's so many brands in the market now, but I'll check and I'll let you know at the end, okay? About this brand.
I have a question, Marcio.
Sure.
In terms of products, how important it is to buy expensive products, and does it always guarantee you that when you buy something expensive, it's the best quality? Because you showed us different ranges, and then which are the type of products which you definitely need to buy good quality and where you can save a little?
I would say sometimes, like, let's think, especially if you go to Boots, or if you go to, I don't know, there's a new line they call Makeup Revolution. Like Makeup Revolution, they have really good eyeshadows, but they have some, like a skincare brand. I wouldn't put a skincare that a cheaper, but like this one from Veleda is only £8, but I know that this is organic. I wouldn't buy something that is not organic and put it on my skin. This, I think, is only £10. Do you know what I mean? So you have to check what is inside. It's something like the way I see our skin is an organ of our body. So when you think, if you feel that, you know, sometimes you put a face cream or you put a foundation and 3 hours later your foundation disappears. It's not that disappear, actually sometimes your skin absorbs those products that you put on top. So it's important that you use something a little bit organic. I'll prefer, especially for skincare, I'll prefer doing something a little bit organic if I can, or something that more like a clean beauty is better than adding things that are, you know, cost only £10, but then you got, I don't know, later on you can have a breakout, you know. So I hate having breakouts. Like 2 months ago, a brand from America sent me a few products to test. I tested, I have a breakout, and then I have that spot for like, I don't know, 10 days on my face, and I hate it. So I prefer to know that I'm buying good products, something that I won't have any breakout.
Absolutely. I mean, judging by the effect on you, I'm gonna test that brand as well. Like, your skin looks really good.
Oh, thank you, hon. Let me just drink some water here.
Yeah. And we discussed something before you all guys joined. It's about investment products, and me and Marcio are on the same opinion that sometimes when you try to save on something, you end up paying twice because it's not good enough, you need to replace it quick. So it's much better, in my opinion, and I'm sure Marcio would agree, to have a few products, but the right ones for you, good quality. Maybe invest in a consultation with a professional so they can tailor them to you, instead of having a massive makeup bag with so much stuff which might not necessarily work for your skin and face.
Yeah, totally. I think sometimes, let's say, if you use foundation every day, I would say buy a good foundation, don't buy a cheaper one, because you know that is something that you're going to use every day. Like eyeshadows, if you're a person that uses eyeshadow every day, you're an eyeshadow girl, buy something of a better quality, then buy something a little bit cheaper that you have to buy all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because I think sometimes you buy a, like, let's say a good example is a lipstick, a matte lipstick. If you're a lipstick girl that you put in the morning, and maybe you want your lipstick last the whole day, maybe invest in a good lipstick from YSL is great, because some of them, we have one line they call the tatouage. You put in the mornings, you drink, you eat something, and still have a lipstick there. So in the long run, you're gonna use less of your lipstick because you're just gonna put it once or twice a day. Do you know what I mean? Because if you buy another brand a little bit cheaper, and then you have to just reapply lipstick the whole day, by the end of the month, you just need to buy another lipstick.
I found that this one from YSL stands the whole day, and it's really amazing. And as I said, I would rather have 3 lipsticks, but really good quality instead of 10. But it just like the way I think about everything, I guess.
Yeah. So
let's continue with
for foundations. Yeah. So foundations here, I have got, if you have a normal skin, I would say I use a lot Touche Éclat foundation from YSL. I love this one here because it's more on the, it's glow finish. It's a dewy finish, but not too glow. So don't make your skin feel completely wet. And there's a good coverage. Also, the Naked from Urban Decay, there's another great foundation. The first time that I used this, I was, ooh, this is a bit too full coverage, but then I think I apply with a brush that was quite full coverage. So when I apply with a beauty blender, I love this one with a beauty blender. So sometimes you have to test your foundations with different, you can use your hands. When you use your hands, it's gonna be a little bit more like on the natural side. So that will be quite good. And I feel those ones, they have a quite big range of colors as well. Like Fenty as well is not bad. I find that it's too thick for my taste. I have to say, few brands like Huda Beauty for me is a no-no. It's too thick. I hate when I see someone, I see the foundation. There's nothing wrong wearing foundation and getting a good coverage, but like they stay low, the foundation is just too much for me. It's hard even to remove the makeup. I don't see the point why. Do you know what I mean? This is not good for your skin if your skin cannot breathe. If you put that much of makeup or something so thick, that it's actually hard to remove your makeup. And then,
but Marcio, is it compulsory to wear foundation for a good makeup?
Definitely not. It just depends how comfortable you feel not wearing any foundation. Like some days, just a little bit of concealer would be more than enough. I feel sometimes, maybe for the evening, or maybe if you're gonna go to, I don't know, for a wedding, maybe you want to look good, especially now when you're taking pictures all the time. Instagram, maybe you want to have a little bit more than usual. I think like summer days, your skin's quite tan. If you're going on holidays, why are you going to put more foundation top? Do you know what I mean? So just a little bit of bronzer is more than enough, or even a tint moisturizer, something a little bit lighter. Yeah. So here we have, this is my favorite matte finish, is the YSL All Hours. I like this one exactly for that reason, where it's not thick. So it's a matte finish, but it moves quite well on your skin. So but it stays on as well, super long lasting. If you want something more on the light side, I would say in terms of tint moisturizer, this from us is a great product, lightweight, more in a glow finish. Also, we have All in One Glow from YSL. They're good colors as well. The good thing about tint moisturizer sometimes doesn't need to be the perfect match on your skin, because adapts to your skin tone, because a little bit lighter. Another tip for you, so this is from professionals, if you have your foundation and you want to make this a little bit lighter, if you want to create your own tint moisturizer, what you need is just half pump of your foundation, and then you mix with your moisturizer. So you just make your skin a little bit lighter. Probably maybe not this one, might be a bit too thick, but you can do that with something like that is a little bit lighter. So have a light texture of your foundation. So this way you create your own tint moisturizer. Yeah. This is a really
and
good
Marcio,
tip.
a question. In terms of application, do you use sponges or do you apply it with your hands? Because personally, I feel more hygienic to apply it with my hands. But I want to know, like, you as a makeup artist, what's your opinion on the sponges, the brushes, the hands?
I mean, the thing with the sponge, you're gonna use yourself on your own skin. It would be a problem if you're gonna be sharing your sponge with other people. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's something that you have to throw your sponge away every, I don't know, every 2 months maybe, and you're cleaning. It's fine. I don't think it's a problem. And of course, with your hands, it's super hygienic. I would say is a good way. But sometimes apply with your hands, you get different texture. With your hands, because the warmth of your hands almost melts down the product on your hands, so you get more like a light texture. When you're using a brush, you get more full coverage, or if you're using a beauty blender, you're gonna get a medium coverage. So depends what you use, you're gonna get a different type of texture on your skin. Sometimes I apply with a full, like this one here, it is a brush from Kevin Kwan, is a really good brush. But then this, because it has so much hairs here, what it does, you get a really full coverage. And then you kind of lose out the texture of your skin. Personally, I don't like when they lose the texture. So what I do, I use my hands and just press again. So this way, it gets your skin back to life. So it starts to see your skin again. So it just depends how you want to use. Like another brush that's really good for that, if you want something a little bit natural, will be those ones, the stable ones that is really used for blending, a little bit more like a light texture foundations will be a good one. Or I would say the classic beauty blender is a really good way to apply a foundation.
And now in summer, we change a little bit skin tone. So do you recommend mixing foundations, or how would you advise the ladies to adapt their new color to
colors?
Skin.
For colors, yes, I would definitely. If you have to mix, if you find your perfect match, why not? So I always have, this include myself, I always have 2 or 3 foundations for the year, one for summer and one for the winter. So I have one perfect match for the winter because I know my skin gonna be much lighter, and then I have one that is a bit 2 shades darker. I think that's the best way to go. And sometimes you might need to mix them to get the right color. After summer, your skin starts to get a bit lighter. So I think having 2 foundations always a good option. Is that your question? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because I have a few to mix, and I think it's a good tip because sometimes people think that one foundation is gonna last them throughout the year.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say don't use just one foundation for the year, because unless you can never see the sun, if you don't go on holidays, and then probably you can use the same. Or if you ever rather don't change your skin color, if you're always using SPF 50 on your face, probably you can use, but then probably your body will be in a dark color, and then your face will be in a, do you know what I mean? So it's important that you both kind of have the same color. So sometimes even that your body is really dark, but your face, because you use SPF 50 on your summer, is lighter, but then you have to use something darker to match your neck to your face.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, cool. So guys, now I'm gonna tell about concealers. Of course, I work for Yves Saint Laurent, and Yves Saint Laurent has the Touche Éclat, that this is the most
favorite.
The favorite. It's
favorite.
everywhere. Everyone loves this foundation, this concealer. So we have 2 options of that. That the original, that is the one that is no just a gold package, and then there's one that's this black stripe here. So the black stripe is the new one, that is a more high cover, and these will be your kind of a highlighter or your lighter concealer. So if you don't have a lot of dark circles, probably this one will be more than enough. If you feel that you have more dark circles, probably that will be the next one for you. The difference between them, like the coverage is more fuller, and also contain a little bit of caffeine here. So caffeine help the blood circulation around the eye area. So it's kind of awakening your skin when you have caffeine on your skincare. But both of them also contain like vitamin E that is very hydrating. There's something called roscue extract that is for anti-fatigue. So this is great, especially if you have mature skin. If you have a little bit of creases, I would say this is the best from concealer on the market if you have more aged skin, because it just looks super fresh. And then again, if you're super younger, like if you have a daughter or something that you're only 13 and she wants to start to use a concealer, I'll probably start on this one because again, it's super light, it's super fresh for a younger skin as well. So let's
great product.
Now. Yeah, it's a great product. I would say I have another 3 products here if you have more problematic skin, if you have a lot of redness on your skin, or maybe if you feel that you have a really dark circles. Like I do have dark circles and I have to apply quite a bit of concealers here. So maybe those concealers here will be quite good for you. It just depends how severe is your dark circles. So those ones here, guys, they're proper full coverage. So we have It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eyes. So this is super thick. I have here Kevin Aquan. This one here, actually, before I apply on my face, look, I almost don't use that because I put a little bit here, because if I put direct on my skin, I have a smudge of a product here. Yeah. This is true full coverage. So you work this product first. Can you see here how thick it is? You work that first on your hands and then you apply it on your face, because it can be quite full coverage. But it's a great product. It just depends if you have something a little bit more problematic, and we have lots of different shades as well. Something that I have found, again, this is a little bit cheaper, is from e.l.f. It's a product that you can find super drugs. I think it's only £7. This concealer, also in a full coverage finish. So that is, I would say, would be the concealers that I use. Also, there's a Camouflage from Laura Mercier. I don't have here right now, but also is a really good concealer. Another concealer that I use is the one from NARS, cream concealer. The only thing with the cream concealer, sometimes I feel that can crease a little bit under the eyes. Then if you're worried about creasing, probably I would say use Touche Éclat. It will be the best one. I'll feel this for every day. I use that more every day. Only if I'm doing like videos like today, I use the one from It Cosmetics, and then I put that on top. So that's what I have here today. Yeah. Any questions?
I have a question from one of the ladies. She asks for any tips for middle-aged eye makeup, anything to help open up the eye and stop you looking old or outdated, like for middle-aged skin.
But in terms of eye makeup, okay, we're gonna go for eye makeup very soon. Let me just finish. I have a list here, guys. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So skin we have done. Let me just show a few products from contouring, and then we're gonna go for eyes soon, and then I'm gonna tell you more about eyes. So for contouring, if you like creamy contouring, I would say we have Fenty Beauty. So this one here is Amber for Fenty Beauty. I think this Amber is more if you have a light to medium skin. This might be sometimes on my skin on the winter, I can use that. Can you see the color? What I like about this, because it's more like in a gray undertone, and a good contouring is sometimes when it's not too brown, because sometimes when too brown looks a bit muddy. So it should be more on the gray side. But then if you have a deeper skin like me that is a bit warmer, probably you have different colors like mocha. I think there's cappuccino as well. So that kind of shades will be a little bit darker for contouring for dark skin. But if you have a light skin, this one is a great one. Personally, I use a lot of cream contouring because I find that it's easier to blend, but this is a personal choice. Everyone can use in a different way. Also, I have here in powder. This is a new company called, is actually, I found him on Instagram. His name is Dominique Paul. Is in a golden package. And here is in a powder, and you have 4 bronzer, and have a few highlighters here. This is a great palette. Another one that I have from Makeup Revolution, and this one is also is called the Roxy palette. It's a really pretty palette. So here I actually use this quite a lot because we have dark shades for dark skin, light and medium skins, and here we have highlighters.
That's
so
so
this
pretty.
is a really pretty, and I think costs only £15, I think. So
Amazing.
This is in a budget, so this is a good one. So I already explained a bit of contouring earlier, so always remember here will be the best option, and then check the picture that Laura sent for you girls, and there you see your face shape so you can do the right contouring for you. Another thing
Marcio, there is a question from the girls in the chat.
Sure.
Miko is asking, do you agree that cream contouring is easier to build up if needed?
Yes, definitely. I find and easier to blend as well. And something that I always say is mistake-free, because it's easier for you to go with your foundation. If you feel that it went too dark, just put a little bit of your foundation and then you can blend it. Where the powder can, if you put a foundation top of a powder, it looks a little bit like a muddy. I don't like, personally, I don't like to do that. I prefer using more like creamy products, and I think it looks fresher. It looks more natural. Yeah. Let's talk about the eyes now. So eyes is smoky eyes and cut crease. So I hate cut crease. It's just because I just find that it is a lot of people just see a lot of cut crease on, I mean, it's not every cut crease, guys. Some cut crease, like the more normal ones, I think is doable, but it's very rare that you see someone on the street with 10 colors of cut crease, all those crazy cut crease that you see on Instagram. They're gonna take you probably 2 hours to do in the morning, and people are gonna look at you in the street and say, oh my God, she's crazy. Unless if you're a makeup artist, great, but it's not something for every day. I don't think it for me personally, it just, I feel, takes a little bit of the feminine side of a woman. It just look a bit too draggy. It's nothing against draggy. I'm a drag queen myself, so I can say it. But it's just, I find that it's just too much, the whole thing about cut crease. Smoky eyes, I think it's so much easier for you. And if you have aged eyes, if you feel that you have older eyes, sometimes the smoky is a really easy way to make your eyes bigger. You can elongate your eyes. So smoky eyes, for me, I love smoky eyes. Also, I love eyeliners. You can use both smoky eyes with eyeliners. So we're gonna talk about a little bit smoky eyes. So smoky eyes is actually the name of the technique. A lot of people, especially when I started my makeup course, everyone thought that smoky eyes was only brown or black. No, smoky eyes actually, you can use in any color. It's the technique how you get the eyes smoky. So I always say, imagine that we have a fire here, and when you put a fire, the smoke is going to start to come out. And if you look here close to the bottom, you cannot see through that smoke. But if you look on the top, you'll be able to see. So smoky eyes, the classic smoky eyes, gonna be very dark from here and gonna go light to the top. So that's the idea of the smoky color, because it is actually when you see a fire. So you can do smoky eyes in different directions. I think a way that is a bit more updated now is I feel that is we call the 3D, because kind of give you more like 3 dimensions to your eyes and elongate your eyes. So you're going to start like here, I have the highlighter color here. So a lighter color, a medium, and the dark shade gonna be just a little bit here at the end. So you're not gonna put lots of dark colors everywhere, because this way you're gonna have lighter, medium, and dark, and this way you're gonna extend your eyes. Because if you put, especially if you have a lot of black eyeliner everywhere, you're gonna make your eyes even smaller. So you can do it if you like the deep smoky eyes, it's great, but again, it depends of your eye shape. So I'm gonna ask Laura if you could send, I have a picture of a simple smoky eyes with a little bit of eyeliner. So it's a kind of a soft smoky eyes there. So girls, you can have a look, because that is a really good way to do a smoky eyes. Or also on that picture, there's a way that you put a little tape here and you create a eyeshadow with a black eyeshadow close to your lash line, and then you remove so you have the liner there. So that would be a really good way to do your everyday eyeshadow. I'm gonna show you as we're talking about eyeshadow, I have here some eyeshadow base. So I use a lot of eyeshadow base, and the reason why, so I have one here from NARS. I have one here from P. Louise. So this is quite fashion now. So the P. Louise one comes with lots of different shades. I have here the lighter one. I have a medium shade here, more my skin color. And also I have a ELF. This is more like on the cheaper side. But all of them, they're great. So what is important about that is sometimes if you have oily lids, what happens after a few hours when you're doing a smoky eyes, we start to have the line here, a little crease. I'm sure you all have that problem before, don't you? If you have oily lids. Also, or sometimes just the eyeshadow goes a little bit like, yeah, if it's not expensive eyeshadow. So sometimes having a little bit of a good primer really helps your makeup to last longer, and your makeup are gonna look fresher as well. So once you have created the base, oh, by the way, there's another one. What is that? The one from Urban Decay. Also, they have a really good one, eyeshadow base. I also recommended that. It's not here now, but Urban Decay, let me just check here. No, it's not here, but it also is a really good one. So let's talk about eyeshadows. So when I use eyeshadows, I tend to find something that, again, like I was saying before, if you have a blue eyes, try to find something that is the opposite of blue, that we're gonna create a contrast. It's important, the contrast, because if you have a blue eyes, like here, let's say here, you look into my face right now, I have a dark eyes. So you're gonna see the blue eyeshadow straight away because that's the contrast of my eye color. But then if you have a blue eyes and then you put a blue eyeshadow here, probably you look good, but it will be more like, it's too complementary. You'll be just complementing that color. Where here, I have a contrast. So that is one thing that I love doing eyes with contrast. I find that, you know, again, you're gonna get the best of your eye color when you use contrast shades. So here I have a really good palette for Urban Decay. I just saw someone saying that loves Urban Decay. I also like Urban Decay because it's a middle range, it's not too expensive, and it's a good quality. I think that the type of the textures, they're really good. So I have this one here that called the Honey. So actually I'm gonna post very soon on my YouTube channel actually I think gonna be on the Boots website. I have done a tutorial with that palette. It's a really good palette and suits loads of eye colors. I have another one here from Urban Decay, more going to the gray side. Also is a good palette. So this one is the Urban Decay is Smokey. The other one that I use here, so if you want to go for something a little bit, if you want to use more color, like this eye that I have used today, I use Revolution Alexis Stone. So this is very colorful. It's not for everyone, but it's a fun palette. It's just 20 pounds, why not? So that's why I have that, because sometimes you don't want to spend a lot of money in something that you're not gonna use all the time. But I use this palette a lot for doing the crease because they have good oranges, they have good fun colors.
That's so cool.
It's super pretty. I love this palette.
Very pretty.
It's very pretty. Another palette that I use a lot is Huda Beauty. So Huda is a little bit more colorful. I love those colors here for crease
and
colors.
And the glitters are so pretty.
The glitters, it's so beautiful. If this ones, I would say, if you use a lot of eyeshadows, if you want to invest a little bit more money on eyeshadows, that could be a good option. Or if you want to really...
So which palette from Huda was that?
This one is called Desert palette. Yeah. And here we have, if you want to spend a good money in a palette, it will be Path McGrath. this is an expensive palette. Is 150 pounds. I know it's too expensive, but as a makeup artist, I have to have that. She's the queen as a makeup artist. She's done all the shows for Dior, all the fashion weeks, so we love her. It's a really good quality. It's heavy. It's a good mirror. So I have, because I love her so I want to support her brand, and I find that the quality is really good as well. So that will be a good ones. So I'm gonna show you something from Yves Saint Laurent that I love is this one. The reason why I like that is a glitter one. And normally when you use glitter, glitter gets really messy. But this one here is a pressed glitter. And pressed glitter is great because it's not gonna fall out in your face. You're just gonna get the product here with your finger and you're gonna look there, they're here. So that you're just gonna press the product, here we go. And then your makeup look is done. So I love this product for that reason. So they have really pretty colors. We have this one that I use a lot as well. It's more like a kind of a orangey. It's beautiful.
And this one is really one lasting, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and this also is a single. So you don't need to buy colors maybe that you don't use so much. I really like for the reason that you can choose what you want. Guys, let me just clean
Someone says the orange is cool. So actually, you have done an orange eyeshadows for me, Marcio, and they were so, so pretty. I have never done them myself, but you just literally spent 5 minutes, ladies. And they were very natural as well. So it's another example of how you can do any color. It doesn't need to be the traditional smoky ones.
Yeah, and also like today, I want to put something blue here just to be a little bit more fun. But, you know, just using a little bit of a brown color on your crease will be great. So I'm gonna ask Laura, do you mind to share that little picture with a lot of different eye shapes? Yes, I would like you to look on that picture and tell me what's your eye shape, because there will be a good exercise for you to start to see, look yourself in the mirror and check what's your eye shape.
And as you do that, maybe Marcy, you can share us a few tips if you want to do eyeshadows for every day, let's say, not for an occasion. If you want to do it really quick, how many colors you need, first of all?
So let me show you something. I would say you need 3 colors. Will be a lighter color as a highlighter, a base color, and then the smoke color. I'm gonna get a eyeshadow here that I use quite a lot. Let me get just 1 second, because that will be a good. Okay, let's have a look on this palette here. We have 10 shades here. So if I'm gonna use that today, I'll use those 2 here would be my highlight shade that I'm gonna put here. And then I'm gonna choose a shade that would be my base color. So for every day, probably I would use this one here. So this one, you just apply, you can even apply with your finger all over here, and then use maybe a blending brush like that. So you start to blend on outside. So just start to make a little bit higher. And then after, you're gonna get a smaller brush, similar to that. You're gonna get the black color or a dark brown. And then the trick here is you're not gonna apply the black here, because if you do it here, you're gonna make your eye smaller. You're just gonna get the black very close to your lash line, like here, and start to brush outwards. So this way, I start to get a smoke effect on my eyes. Let me do that on camera so that you can see what I'm doing here.
So girls, you need the brushes as well. In that case, you need that thin brush to do it, right? And not to use the ones which come.
Those 2 brushes are really important. Another really important thing when you're doing smoky eyes, maybe actually having 2 of these, or maybe just 1, but just make sure when you're doing smoky eyes, these brushes are clean. You are not actually getting the product and going in a palette, because if you do that, your brush is dirty with too much product, and then when the smoky eye is going too dark or get too messy. So 1, you get the product and then you apply, and then you go with the clean blending brush and then you blend the color.
So the minimum brushes you recommend are these 2, right?
I would say for a good eye makeup, it will be those kind of a shape. Yeah, it's a smaller one. So this one just to apply the product, and this one for a smoky, more like a smoke shape. So something kind of with a little bit of a tip. Yeah.
And Claire
So
just asked about the
so,
orange palette. It's YSL, right? The single one.
yes, here's YSL, the one that I showed before. So let me get a little bit of this. Actually, I'm using the contouring palette in a brown color. I love using a little bit of bronzy or contouring on my eyes. So I'm gonna get the dark shade and I'm gonna go very close to my lash line. So just touching very soft into my lashes. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here in the bottom, and then I'm gonna start to smoke just on the out corner. So if you look now, you can see that I start to create a shape. It start to elongate my eyes. So that's why you don't want to do that. On the screen. So you look here and look the difference on that eye. So it start to smoke a little bit more on the top. So here you can see my brush. I'm not doing blending upwards. I'm blending here because I want to elongate my eyes. So just bring the color outwards. Yeah, but of course, if you want to create a crease, probably you're gonna go there and blend over here. But I'm not creating a crease. I'm just creating more elongation. Yeah. It
looks very soft.
Yeah, but then you can add, you know, you can do the same thing with a black. They're gonna give you more a drama eyes, but you can use the same technique for daytime.
So Marcio, do you start with the darker shades at the beginning and then you add the lighters, or if you have 3 shades?
If I use 3 shades, no, I prefer using, I do my base first and then I do my highlighter and then the last one will be here. Yeah. Another thing, like you can see my eye shape, it always goes a little bit like, because my eyes turn down eye. So I always try to make sure that the eyeshadow is going a little bit going on that direction. That is something that I always say, called the happy eyes and the sad eyes. You always want having a happy eyes. So you always make sure when you finish your makeup look, you can get a cotton pad, anything, and just clean a little bit, just bring like going upwards here. So because you want the eyeshadow going on that direction, the same with eyeliner going there, because if you create eyeliner just going here, my eye is going to be a little bit droopy and they're going to look like a sad dog. So you want to make sure that your eyes always going in that direction, going upwards. Yeah. Any more question in terms of eyes?
Let's have a look if anyone has. Also, ladies, we are going slightly over time to what we originally planned, but
what time is it?
I think it's very interesting, so we will continue.
Yeah, let's continue. So I'm gonna talk about eyeliners. So my favorite eyeliner is the black one from Tom Ford. I love this eyeliner because you have, if you open here, can you see you have 2 tips? So one a little bit longer and one a bit for detail. So I use this eyeliner all the time, guys. It's one of the best eyeliner ever. I feel that I get a really good, let me show you here. So it's very precise. I really love that one. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you do eyeliner every day and like a good eyeliner, waterproof, it stays on, that will be the one. Or if you like the one with a bit more, with a brush, I would probably go this one here from YSL, because I love a good brush, a good, can you see here? Yeah. So this also have a really good, the eyeliner is really clean, is really precise. That's the word, very precise. So those ones, the blacks that normally I use. But then if I want to make something a little bit more fun with a bit more color, I go for Dior, because Dior has those eyeliners with colors. This is really fun. This is probably like the Lady Gaga and the last view that she did. She had a white eyeliner, so probably was this one. Also, Dior has the pink one, so I think they have blue. I have the whole collection because I really love that. So I have the green. So if you want something a little bit more colorful, probably this is quite cool. Again, what I was saying before, don't be scared of colors. Sometimes just a bit of eyeliner in a different color makes such a huge difference. And actually later I'm gonna ask Laura to post the pictures of some of pictures of that I really like at the moment. It's more like a spring colors where the only thing that you have to do, you do a color here and then you put a brighter eyeliner here. So that's always quite fun. In terms of liner, if you want something really good eyeliner, I have this one from YSL that is more like a gel liner, super black. I love this one. It's not here, but also Marc Jacobs, they're amazing gel liners, and I like it because it's really soft to put it on and they stay. So you can wash your face, you can cry, just don't have a bad boyfriend, don't make you cry. But
Oh, it's good
but
for summer.
But a good eyeliners, they stays on. What else you should be talking to? I think what about eyes? Oh, let me give a tips about doing your eyeliner. Again, when I do eyeliner, I start my eyeliner from the out corners. I never start from the middle. I start here. I do the first stripe here, and then you link your eyeliner there. So it's almost you're doing like a V shape here and there, and then I finish my liner. What else? So about browns, so I know that I have good browns here. You can see they are not moving, and the reason why they don't move is because I use soap on my browns. And this is the glycerin soap that I buy from Muji, the Japanese store. And I just spray a little bit of water here, and then I use a wand, and then I brush up. So of course I have good browns and I have a lot of hairs, so that will be a good option. But if you don't have a lot of hairs, I would say if you need to fill in, just use a normal pencil. Nowadays we have lots of pencils that are actually liquid, they're actually waterproof. This is really cool. This is from Muji. No, sorry, Suku. This is from Suku. This is a really good liner as well. I use that a lot. And then if you want to create a little bit what you call now, similar to what I have here, is the boyish brown is called. It's just brushing up. So this is a really easy way and comes with lots of different colors that from YSL. This is the number 4, that is more for my eye, my brown color. But we have number 3, number 1, number 2 is more if you have a blondish hair color. That's really good as well. So one thing that I say a lot, I don't know, is anyone here that use lashes, false lashes? No false lashes? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
what's
good.
your opinion on false lashes?
It's okay.
Yes.
I don't use a lot. I'll prefer using the singles because it looks a bit more natural. But I think the mistakes a lot of people they do when they put the lashes. Normally the lashes, of course, they come in one side only. So sometimes you have to cut your lashes off. Here I have a really crazy color. Don't worry about the color. But it's about, if you see here, this lash was much longer and actually I cut it. Can see a little piece here, because if I put this whole stripe really long, what happens, you apply here and then your eyes goes a little bit droopy because the lashes are too long. So try to make sure that you cut 1 or 2 pieces of your lashes, because when you put it on, your lashes are supposed to, can you see here, to lift your lashes and not to bring down, because if you put it here to the end, you're going to do that. So, but really, what I cut it, and then you want to finish on their way. Yeah. Of course, I haven't put any glue here, but just for you guys understand the concept to cut your lashes. This is really important. And also always use a good curler. So my favorite mascaras are, of course, the YSL. This is such a good mascara. I don't feel I can wear a YSL mascara the whole day. I never get really messy. That is really important. I think like sometimes I see a lot of people in the street and then here it looks really messy. It can be your liner, maybe you're not using a waterproof liner. So the one that I showed you from YSL, this black one here, is waterproof. Once it dries, it stays. Also, Marc Jacobs is good for the reason, because you put it on and it stays. The same thing with a good mascara or a waterproof mascara. Of course, there's not everyone that wants a waterproof mascara because it takes a little bit longer to remove. But those ones is not waterproof, so it's a good mascara. The one from Lancome, Hypnose Drama, is a really good mascara. I find when I put it there, it just gives me like full lashes straight away. So those I would say would be my more to go to if you want volumizing. But then if you like something more natural, like today I have here more like a natural featherish. So I use this called the Tight Liner. Can you see it? Tight Liner from It Cosmetics. It Cosmetics, yeah. So yeah, let me show you the brush. The brush is tiny. It's actually funny because it's so tiny.
Little.
It's very little. But that's what you can see every single of my lashes very separate. So I love that because that's what gives to me very separate lashes. Also, it's very good for the bottom lash because it doesn't get like clumpy. So I really love that. But then if I want something a little bit more fuller, let me show you the difference when I go with my YSL mascara.
I love this YSL mascara. I've been using it for more than, I don't know, 5 years.
Amazing.
The best.
So you can see the drama.
And I have tried, ladies, all of them, but this one is, if you haven't tried it, I also recommend.
I recommend.
And what about putting it down here, Marcio? Because I think it gives you a little bit of dollish effect if you put down the mascara.
Like this, yes. So if you do your mascara,
it's kind
like
of a doe eye.
Doe eye. So you can see every single lash done, and you can see how dramatic it gets when you use this mascara. I really love this.
So is this a technique you can use?
Sorry?
If you want to make your eyes bigger, would you put it down and up, or?
Yeah, definitely. I put on both. Yeah. Another thing about mascara, I see a lot of my mascara dries really quickly. Sometimes I see clients, they are pumping air inside your mascara. When you get your mascara, don't go really fast getting air, because the air is what makes your mascara dry really fast. So when you put your mascara back here, just go really slow. And the same thing when you take your mascara out, because you're not pumping air in and out. And then mascara, I would say always try to, like every 3 months, you have a new one, just so you don't have any eye infection. What else? So let's talk a little bit about lipsticks. So for lips, I always, before applying anything on my lip, I have really dry lips. I don't drink a lot of water, bad boy. So I have to use a little bit of a lip scrub. I'm using the one from Jeffree Star. That this one here is it's actually pure sugar. You can do at home, just a bit of sugar and honey. But if you want to buy one in a little pot, that will be a good option. And then lipsticks, again, like we said before, that can be something that you're gonna use more. If you use a lot of lipstick every day, if you're a lipstick girl, maybe you want something that's gonna be more long lasting. So here I have, let me just remove the eyeliners on my hand so you can see the colors. So girls, tell me something. Do you use lipstick every day? Do you like red colors? Because I have lots of colors in front of me, so I can show some of my favorite. Let me know here. Yes.
Yes.
So if you want lipstick that lasts long time, that will be this one here. That is very bold, is very amazing, and don't dry your lips. So this one is from the new collection from YSL. They call it Velvet Cream. The color that I have here is the number 206. So let me show you here on my hands. It's almost like a burgundy color. This is beautiful.
That's so
and you
beautiful.
can see how fuller and how matte it looks, but it's in a velvet finish. Really, really, really beautiful. Another one that I use is the Kat Von D. also is a good color. Is more like in a beigey
This is
brown,
a little bit more natural.
Neutral, yes. Another one that I use a lot is from Charlotte Tilbury. Be honest with you, I don't use a lot of Charlotte Tilbury. The reason why, so this is a Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. Is a good color as well for daytime. So Charlotte Tilbury, I just find the price is a little bit overpriced and the package is a little bit cheap. If I'm gonna pay a good money for good makeup, I want a good package. I know sounds a little bit.
It has
So
to look beautiful, right?
Exactly. So if I'm gonna pay a good money, like I pay Tom Ford, if I'm gonna pay a good money for like Hourglass, everything looks so luxury. Well, like with Charlotte Tilbury, it's expensive, but then everything's so plastic. So I don't like that. So I know, but also I think the products are good. It's just fine. It's nothing really amazing. It's not that I don't like it. I just find it's okay.
I think this is important what you said, that you need to love what you buy, right? Instead of just be, oh, it's fine.
Exactly, because then if you just buy something that it's fine, you can go to Boots and buy something like the price, the 10th or 1/4. There is no point to buy. I buy about, of course I want the product gonna last longer, something that is really beautiful for my skin. But also it's nice to have a good package on your bag or on your dressing table. So it's something that for me talks to me when I have good products that is in a good package. If you're gonna go for something a little bit cheaper, like you have those liquid lipstick from NYX or the liquid lipstick from L'Oreal. Actually, I put it on and it was really hard to remove. I think I had a pink lipstick on me for the whole 2 days. So you can see the colors are really beautiful. The pigments are amazing, long lasting. I have a purple color here. Guys, purple is the new black, is the new red, is really in fashion at the moment. If you go on my Instagram, we have just done a purple look. It's very in fashion now, called the purple, millennium purple. So we see lots of people using purple at the moment, so it's really in fashion now. If you want something more on the nude side, also, I don't know if they're still doing it or was just a limited edition from Inglot. I don't know. Do you know this brand called Inglot? Is I think it's Polish brand. This was a edition with Jennifer Lopez. This a nude lipstick that's super beautiful. Let me have a space here in my hands. Can you see that? That is
okay,
one
this
of
is
the
super elegant.
super pretty. I would say that's the perfect nude color. I love
this is good for everyday girls.
Every day, yes. Also, YSL has the number 70. This one here is beautiful as well, more like an everyday color. More is the original colors.
A little bit more pinkish. So Marcio, if one wants to buy 3 lipsticks, which colors or types you would recommend if you want to start with 3 main ones?
3 main ones, I would say start with, if it would be a red color. I didn't show that, but that would be one of my favorite colors for
another
YSL.
Favorite for me as well.
Favorite, yeah.
With
so
the lip liner.
The number 23 from YSL. And then
this is so long lasting.
So long lasting. And then if you want a classic nude color, I would say probably Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. I use a lot of that. And then probably going for a gloss finish. I really like the glosses from Dior. And also I like the glosses from Suku, is the Japanese brand. This is a really beautiful gloss. I actually use this, by the way, this, I never apply lipstick on my own lip, but this is my own lip, my own lipstick. I love this one.
Okay, so this is again very natural in terms of like color. It's not like strong.
So so here what I said, I would give you a 3 option: a natural one, glossy, a color for everyday, Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, and a red color from YSL, or this one also matte. So probably will be those my 4 top colors, my favorite ones.
Okay, that's great. So this should cover
yeah.
almost any makeup scenario.
Yes, exactly. Guys, I think that's all that I have for today. If you guys, do you guys have any more questions?
If you have,
So
you can
I'm trying
share
to
them.
remove here. You can see it. They're not
Yeah.
moving.
Or
They
else
stay.
stays the longest.
The one from YSL stayed the longest. The liquid one that I showed you. And also the pink one from L'Oreal. So those two is the ones stay the longest.
Yeah. So ladies, while you share your questions, I would like to say that we have recorded this video. So hopefully we will share it with you as soon as we can, with links to Marcio's favorite products. And also, if you're interested into one-to-one consultation with Marcio, this is possible. He can help you build your makeup routine online, because I know that many ladies are joining. We have people from all around the world joining us. So if you live international, you can definitely connect with us online. If no, we are based in London. So we will share our details. I would like to thank a lot to Marcio for sharing these amazing tips. It was so interesting for me as well. And I'm sure everyone enjoyed it. I can see that everyone is sharing comments, what they like. We have just one question so far. Yeah, it's about the video. We will share it. Yeah, so you can stay in touch with us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Marcio's
Can I
Makeup
just say
by
something,
Marcio.
guys?
Yeah.
I do have the way I do makeup as well. I have something called the Feng Shui makeup, where I go through your makeup bag with you and check what you need to change, what you need to be throw away, what, you know, because there is so many new products on the market that we can show you how to use as well. And it will be one-to-one, where it's gonna look to your face shape, and it's gonna help you to pick the best products for your face, for your skin, for, you know, something very personalized for you, you know, tailored for your own skin, for your own eyes. So then I'm gonna have also more details on that for you if you want something one-to-one.
Absolutely. I think this could be great if someone is rethinking to or starting from scratch. It could be a fresh start for them in terms of makeup. And for me, working with a professional always pays more in terms of you save long term. So we'll send out more details about that, ladies. We'll send you a follow-up email. But yeah, again, I would like to thank everyone for joining us. And it was so good to see you virtually. Thank you, Marcio,
Thank you so much. No,
and,
my pleasure. My pleasure, everyone. Thanks so much for watching us. And one thing from me, have fun with makeup. Okay, makeup is here to have fun, so don't take too serious. If you don't like it, you remove and do it again.
Absolutely great. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And
thank you so much. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, thank you, hon. Thank you. Oh. Thank you, everyone. It's amazing to see everyone here.